Hey, Gay.
I guess I'm last man stand. Oh
I
no.
guess you are.
Well, she said, well, I don't know. Is she on East Coast time or?
I think she is on the East Coast time, so maybe she just popped off for a second.
Uh,
So, but she said she has to leave at 5:40, so
yeah.
I don't know what that means exactly, but that's all right. Yeah, that's just what happens. Just what happens. When there's not enough. Do you have a piece of fruit or vegetable with you?
I have a banana. a part of a banana.
Awesome. Banana.
Part of a banana
Banana.
for the banana panty lady.
Say that again.
For the banana pants lady.
For the banana. Awesome. All about it.
Yeah.
All about it.
So do I get to eat it now? Or do I wait?
If you want to, you can, sure.
Oh,
No, you can eat it now if you're hungry. Yeah, if you're hankering for a hunka.
I've kind of just been snacking on nuts and.
Totally. Me too. My
Actually,
mom
about
just
it.
made some potato salad. So I had a bite of that.
Mm. It's gotta be this chair. I'm gonna have to ditch the chair.
The chair's not working for you.
Well, I guess I never sat in this chair that long. If I did long
Oh.
things, I sit in my other chair, so.
Gotcha.
um,
Gotcha.
But
Good to know. Save a little bit for practice of your fruit.
oh, okay. I can do that.
Yeah,
Mm.
she said she can listen in until 6. So perhaps I'll wait. She responds. Wait another 2 minutes. And get the butter started.
So did you guys have any damage at all from those?
Little bit of wind damage. It knocked the garden around for sure. We took the tent down. We took almost everything down and rearranged everything just in case,
Mhm.
you know,
Right.
it hit us
Mhm.
pretty hard, but it missed us by a pretty wide berth, luckily.
Yeah, it did when I saw what it ended up doing. I was like, whew, they
Yeah.
were pretty good. Yeah.
We didn't even get storm surge after. We got rain for days. And wind like nobody's business. And that's what kind of knocks a lot of everything around and destroyed some plants that were tall and things like that. But that, it's the end of the season. It's the end of
Yeah.
August. And so stuff starts to shift around and, the winter planting starts now anyway. And it's just the last gasp of the summer crops.
What are you
So
planting for the winter?
probably not much, maybe probably radish again and pumpkin, just as
Mm.
some kind of fun stuff to do. But really we needed to start the pumpkin 2 weeks ago, so I don't know
Yeah, I
if
was just gonna
we're still gonna
say.
do it. So we may not get to it. It's just,
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe
too
not
many other
quite.
things were happening.
Oh, yeah.
So we may just do flowers. We may just, put the beds to sleep and
Yeah, I gotta find me some mums, but we're hitting 90-degree weather and I'm like going,
they'll melt.
yeah, it'll kill them. So I was
Yeah.
like,
They won't survive that. Yeah.
No.
So you have to wait until, I don't know,
mm.
it decides to cool off or do something
Well,
else.
that's it. They're kind of like, well, these are gonna be the hottest days, and then next thing you know, it's like then today hit, and I was like, yeah,
Yeah, more hot days.
Yeah, so, and then Labor Day weekend's always a crapshoot, so
Yeah, for sure.
never know
You
what's gonna
never
go on.
know. You never
Mm-mm.
know. You never know. But I will say that here, by the end of October, by Halloween, it's always cold, if not icy, if it's not a little bit of flurries.
Yeah,
So,
same here. We've had
yeah,
snow on Halloween, so
yeah, for sure.
yeah, with the little trick or treaters, I felt so bad for
I
them.
know, and their cute little
I
costumes, they have to
know.
like freeze their little toes off for some candy
Yes,
and
yes.
the whole
So,
thing.
but
Yeah.
up
All
here,
right.
they're kind of used to it, so
Yeah, they know how it goes.
yeah.
All right, so let's get in. Because it's just you and me, if you have any questions or anything you want to unpack a little bit more, what we're doing next is fun and easy and not as I don't know, hard hitting. I don't know if the other stuff is hard hitting really, but anything?
Um,
No, I'm feeling good.
no, not really. Yeah, I mean, I know this last one, I kind of felt like, okay, I'm still the newbie to meditation, to getting a practice set up. So that was kind of, so it was like all over the place, I guess was the thing, it was like I would
Yeah,
feel something and then I'd try to do a body scan, because I was like, all right, let's just go basic. Let's just try a body scan.
yeah.
Because I was laying down, which actually helped my back tremendously.
Great.
But I would get so far and then off to another place I'd go.
Yeah.
And so it was like, should I just let it go off to that other place or should I come back to the body scan? Or, it's just kind of like, and weird stuff, like dream stuff, not like
Yeah.
organized meditation.
Yeah.
It was like little clippets, like I saw, like in Ben-Hur, the chariots with the horse drawn carried, I'm like, okay.
That would be, I would say that would be up to you. At the early stages of entering a practice, there's a difference between formal sits, formal practice, and sort of casual general practice,
Mhm.
if that makes any sense. So when
Yep.
I like bong the bongs, right, that would be more formal time. During those times, it's beneficial to train your awareness like it's a puppy. Or I mean, a lot of people call it monkey mind. I like to call it puppy mind or kitten mind. It's all over the place
Yeah.
until you your executive function, your witness consciousness awareness, which as you've begun to see and discover is this constant kind of reassuring presence in a way.
Mhm.
And so to bring it into alignment with that, uh, with your free will on command, so to speak, not demand, but on request,
Mhm.
without it wrestling you, without it jumping ship or jumping on the train or going someplace else. It's just a matter of building the strength of concentration.
Okay.
And so that's a side effect that you will notice after a day of doing sense gate awareness, where your concentration is at. And so it's an excellent question, Gay, and
Mhm.
it's its own separate skill. Training the mind to pay attention to what you choose and not what you don't choose.
Yeah, I like
One,
that.
one is, at first you, as the discussions were happening this morning, it's, wow, I have a choice. Wow, other things are actually available, which is great. And then to lean into what you choose to lean into. Without your mind controlling you, without the kittens ruling the roost, without the puppies taking over your apartment, kind of thing. That's the idea. And it's important to do it kindly and gently and consistently. The only way, or I believe, this is my belief system. My belief system is that to do it gently, kindly, and consistently helps with integration and helps create a pattern of that, so that the puppy doesn't fear you when it needs to pee. It now knows to pee on the paper, on the newspaper. It doesn't start peeing and chewing things all over the place, even though that may be its tendency. It has a sense of alignment with a kind, loving, free will choice. There's trust there that there's a benefit in it staying, so to speak. And the same thing with the puppy mind or the kitten mind. You, as the free will divine source being, realize that there's a benefit to staying calm and present without running off in a bazillion directions. And so the technique that one would choose to gain strength is the concentration barbell to lift. And you start small. And today we've been starting pretty small. We've been doing 15-minute sits, 5-minute sits, 25 to 30-minute sits. Those are a little bit longer, but in general, I'm guessing the 15 to 5-minute sits so much easier to not go, especially when somebody's guiding. So eventually you work up to a 30-minute silent sit, nobody's guiding you, and the puppy of the mind stays put because you did it enough times. You don't have to do concentration practice specifically unless you really want to. If there's a sense gate that was easy for the mind to stay calm and present, and if it did go off somewhere, it was easy to pull it back, that would be your object of concentration for a month. And you just see how long you can go. Start with 5 minutes or 15 if that's easy, then increase by 2 minutes. Next week, increase by 2 or 3 minutes. And then you just keep increasing over the course of a month until before you know it, it's easy to stay concentrated on one thing for half an hour. And then you change your object of concentration to something that maybe is trickier, to maybe the see in space. And you visualize a tangerine. And no matter what, you're relaxing into the internal visual of the tangerine. It may morph, it may change, but you're still on tangerine. And it's a little bit easier because the habit of staying focused on one thing is already in there. It's already a pattern, and it's just applying the pattern to another object, to another thing. The side benefit, everybody, of these kinds of practices is an increased pleasure in your sex life. If you can stay focused generally without escaping or distraction for longer and longer and longer periods of time, guess what? You're relaxed, happy, and having other sexual experiences because you've created the habits of mind, the habits of awareness to align with that which is chosen for overall benefit and well-being.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. There's no other way but to keep doing it. In other words, that's a shorthand answer. You just keep doing it. You just keep doing it. Hey, Melissa, hope all is well. I understand that you got to scram pretty soon, so no worries about that.
Hi, sorry, I'm just getting in the car, so I can
All right.
listen. I just can't meditate and drive.
Yeah, no worries. Just
But
do
yeah, I've
whatever
been
you-
listening while I've
Great.
been getting ready.
no worries. Do whatever you need to do, lady. Do whatever you need to do.
Yes.
Right. Great. So the setscape that we're moving into now has some delight to it. It's usually not paid very much attention to within traditional settings. I think it can be pretty significant for those working in intuitive capacities, mediumship, spirit readings, et cetera, because scent is its own language and taste, sensation, flavor is its own language. And many of you know, if you've done any kind of mediumship of past loved ones or spirit guides, et cetera, what have you, sometimes they communicate through scent and flavors. So those are sense gates worth exploring for sure, which is why I included this as its own importance in its own section here. So as with the other sense gates, with the feel out and feel in, the hear out and the hear in, the see out and the see in, and the corresponding clairs, clairsentience with feel out, feel in, clairaudience with hear out, hear in, clairvoyance with the see out, see in. Taking up the mantle and the practice of any of these, all three of them, or any one in particular, if you want increased benefit. As we've discovered, simply spending time within, presence within any of these sense gates increases the clarity, increases relaxation and receptivity. All of those equal honing of that particular clair. What we can do in a day long is only so much. It's mostly an introduction to a vastness that is available for you and offering a lot of ideas about how you may practice on your own with these different tools, with these different techniques and these different ideas that have been presented here. Maybe some will work for you, maybe all do, maybe none. That's up to for you to decide what is of benefit for your personal practice and edification, evolution and growth. So tonight, or this afternoon, I ought to say, we're working with the sense of smell and taste, which is why I've requested that people bring a piece of fruit or a vegetable or some such thing like this. Let's look at both of them in terms of out. Already we have a see out. We can see the color. There's not so much, it's not squeaking so much, you know, there's no sound issuing forth until maybe I squish it a bit. The hear out perhaps is minimal. The feel out is profound. This is a little bit cold, and I also detect some wet dampness and some kind of squishiness in some parts and a little bit more firmness in others. And then there's the texture of the rind itself, the little knobbies. This is just a delight for see out, the external sentience or clairsentience. And then we come to the fun stuff. Clairgustance would be the sense of taste. What's the sense of smell? Claire, I want to call that scent and sentience again, but
Is it alien?
yeah,
Or alien?
alliance. Claire
Alien, sorry.
alliance. Claire alliance. Thank you, Claire alliance, for sense of smell. So let's start with sense of smell. If you have your item, you can pick it up. And you might be able to already have the clear, the feels that go along with it externally. Maybe there's a here, but there's definitely a C. So bring your Claire alliance online. Bring the scent of it, the sense gate of the nose, the sense. Oh, the scent of a tangerine or whatever you have. Maybe you get a banana. Maybe you have a stalk of celery. And then maybe it's already open because you're hungry, or maybe it isn't yet. Start to open it. Smell that. Now that it's a little bit open and you've got that scent going, it's likely that your mouth has started to water in some way. Your digestive system is ready. Your tongue, with all of its little taste buds on it, is really excited for the next sensory experience. Clairgustance, taste. So go ahead and take a bite. Ooh. Super tart, wicked tart. That's New England speak for everybody. Super tart. And even the taste of the rind is kind of bitter. Woo. Woo. I got lots of taste going on. Taste out. Smell out. Obvious. Now, put down your fruit. Made my nose a little itchy. Or your vegetable or what have you. Let's stick with food, or because I think that's a little bit easier. So I'll bring up a few suggestions and see if you can smell and then taste it. Pizza. The scent of pizza. Hot, fresh pizza from your favorite pizza place, or if you made it at home. And then the taste of pizza. What does that taste like? Drop that. Now, imagine you're walking into your favorite bakery. Oh, that scent, that smell. Bakery, patisserie. Fresh, warm bread. What does that taste? Can you taste butter? Wheat. And then drop that. And then call up an image of a rose, any color. And then smell. Can you imagine the scent? Ooh, I just got a whiff. It's a dark red rose. So what we've been experimenting with would be smell in and taste in. When we're doing readings, when we're doing energy work, when we're doing mediumship or any kind of light work, there's the opportunity for spirit to communicate with you at times, if you're open to it, a scent. For example, cigarette smoke, as distinct from pipe smoke, as distinct from a Cuban cigar. Three very distinctive scents. A navel orange tastes different from tangerine. Tastes different to a pink grapefruit from a pink grapefruit. Three different citrusy tastes. These are all pathways for connection, and communication within light work, which also means these are also opportunities for clarification, for clearing out, for honing. There's not a lot to really get heavy and intense and make likenesses for here. It's truly and simply, most delightfully play, particularly as you get into those sense gates. Oftentimes, the sense of taste and the sense of smell will be lumped into the feels, the sense of body to perceive things, the feel out capacity. And what is true that it is that the smell in and the taste in can be very closely linked to the feel in. There can often be an emotional quality that comes with recalling or remembering the scent of someone. Or you smell a particular smell and then you're taken on an emotional visual journey, a see in, feel in journey related to that smell out stimulus. So, very briefly, that's what we'll be working on tonight. It'll be a sort of short session with a longer sit towards the end, just to begin to combine all of these connections and to really loosen up, clarify, and hone our practices. So, Gay, any questions about that? Is that clear as mud? Speaking of see in and see out.
No, that one is definitely clear as mud. No,
Okay.
it is because of, yeah, using mediumship especially,
Yeah.
it arises, and so I understand it much better.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Sometimes what's interesting with mediumship, and I'm sure you've seen this, some weird smells or unfamiliar smells can come through if they choose not to use your vocabulary of scent and they choose to offer something you're supposed to communicate to somebody else. That can be a little bit trickier, right? It kind of smells sweet, kind of smells like tobacco, but it also smells like flowers and something else, right? Like it can be an interesting thing to communicate, and probably pretty important to know, are they using their language, teaching you something that's significant to convey, or are they, what's your personal language of scent and your personal language of taste. Most of us know this implicitly. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Some of us have nose damage or taste bud damage. And so for a host of different reasons. So for this quick 15-minute guided, it will just be a play of suggested sensations, just to hone, just to see what arises. And it's just a 15-minute, we won't be going very long, just to explore. So let's hunker down, settle in, and play with taste and scent. Hear out the bell. Breathe and feel, breathe and feel, breathe and feel. Allow your awareness to drift towards your mouth, towards taste. Is there anything there? And simply resting, getting curious about taste sensation. What does your mouth taste like? And then shifting your awareness slightly to the sense of smell, to your nose, that bypasses so much of your nervous system and goes directly to the brain. Sense of smell. Is there scent in your now moment already arising? Is there a scent within the room, within the space that you find yourself? Is there a scent in the air to the quality of the dryness or wetness of the air entering your nose? And now, for a few moments, I'll be offering objects of exploration, objects to get curious about with the sense of taste and the sense of smell. The first offering is the beach. You may get flashes of images. You may hear in sound of the beach. Focus on scent. What are the scents and smells of being at the beach? Whatever particular beach came to mind. Are there tastes? And for a few more moments here, exploring the sense of smell and the sense of taste, getting curious with these sense gates about the beach. Letting that go, release. And letting the sense gates get curious now about cake. You choose what kind of cake and then get curious with sense of smell and sense of taste. Cake. Stay with it. Keep exploring through taste and scent. Cake. Shifting again now, shifting again. Getting curious about skunk. 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 Scent and taste. And we won't stay here too long. Shifting your awareness again. The next object is earth, dirt. dirt, earth. Shifting our awareness again. Now, shifting our awareness to snow, snow, snow. Scent and taste, snow. Shifting our awareness again to sunshine, sunshine. Smell, taste, sunshine. Shifting again. Smell and taste petrichor, petrichor. Scent, taste of, get curious about petrichor. Shifting again, getting curious about smell and taste the Sahara Desert, the Sahara Desert, scent of Sahara Desert, taste of the Sahara Desert. Changing one last time. Smell and taste of an apple. Apple, apple, scent and taste. Smell in, taste in, apple. And simply relaxing now, relaxing, let go of the apple. Just rest, just breathe, feel, and rest. See if anything arises. Breathe, feel, and rest. And relaxing, coming out. Take a moment to reflect. Make some notes if you so choose. And in just a moment, we'll talk about the experience we just had. How's it going there?
What is petrichor?
What I tried to do at the end is give you some things that were unfamiliar
Hmm.
to see what arose. Just to see what arose. Petrichor is the scent that's somewhat pungent and specific that arises when really dry earth
Mm.
is first hit by rain, by water. The first 15 to 20 minutes, there's a scent that arises. That
Hmm.
scent is called petrichor.
Hmm.
I myself am not familiar with the scent of the Sahara Desert.
Yeah, that was the other one. I was like, she went from that one to the scent. I could imagine the taste, but the scent, I was like, I've never been there, so I really can't
No.
describe that
that's
one. Yeah,
That's where you relax and you open the sense gate of the nose and you see what arises. You see
yeah,
what is potentially received.
yeah.
Potentially.
I did that with the petrichor. Um, and what was interesting was what arose was, you know how wood rot, like a tree trunk will rot, and it'll like shred in the
Yeah.
woods, like what is decomposing. And so
Yes.
it was like when that got damp, that was the smell of petrichor to me.
Awesome.
Close.
Close. Not too similar. How's it going, Melissa?
Oh, good. I was going to say first, the Sahara, I just imagined it dry and hot and so like sweat. That's kind of where I've never
Not-
been
not
there either,
wrong.
but I can imagine.
Yes, you can only imagine, right?
Right.
And then open the sense gates to receive. So as you can imagine, there's a lot to explore within the sense of smell internally, smell, scent inward, within the sense of taste, taste inward. To be clear, sometimes when we have an illness, like I'm thinking a sinus infection, there'll be a particular smell that we can smell that is coming from our own body. That is still smell out. That makes sense, right?
Mhm.
It's not happening within the field of the mind. It's in existence. And the same thing with like taste. If you're ill, that's still a taste out. Not everybody's clear about that, and sometimes there are questions. So I just thought I'd be clear again. So that is the last bit of exploring the sense gates. And you can see a bit how the clair aliens and the clairgustance can begin to connect to super easily with all the other clairs, with all the other sense gates. There's a lot of slip and slide, particularly as it relates to emotionality. So I think there's not a lot more to dive into. So let's take a little break here. And then we'll meet back in about 5 minutes at the top of the hour for a silent sit. What I'll do with the silent sit, the first couple of minutes at the top of the hour, I'll verbally guide and then leave you to your own devices. And then towards the end, I'll verbally guide. Just give a little bookend there. So I'll catch you all in a few minutes.